said 5-4-3. It started on 3. Oh, here we go. So it's done.
Go ahead, Simon. Start it up.
Well, listen, all right. That's first of all. Let me address something. This Philly Uncensored Sport podcast. Catch us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and sometimes Instagram. Maybe not. but first of all, my name is not. I don't know who keep calling me Simon in the comments.
Simon and Timmy.
But my name ain't no Simon. But that's funny anyway. But here we are. We hear from after a Sixers victory, man, where honestly, this victory was carried on the backs of mainly one person. But I mean, I got to give Tobias some credit down the stretch as well. But Embiid went monster, like 50 points. I mean, I think that's all you got to say. I mean, 50 points, actually 17 rebounds and 5 assists. He had a monster game. They couldn't stop him. Ain't have no answer for him. That was a clear reason why we won. Yep. But it was a whole nother couple other stories involved as to why this game was so close. And we're gonna speak on that. What y'all guys say?
Well, we all know why the game was so close because the bench stinks. But we missing.
They ain't always thinking. Seth Curry ain't on the bench.
We missing. Thybulle's part of the bench too, but he started. But we missing Shake. But even with Shake, do y'all think we got enough on the bench?
I still would like. I would say that we could. I would like to shore it up. The only reason I say we could because we're also missing Ben. So if you got Ben starting, like y'all said, Thybulle, now you got Thybulle and Shake coming off the bench. But it's slim. Korkmaz is looking worse and worse every game. Isaiah Joe got some burn. I like his hustle, but
yeah, he looking a little overmatched out there too.
Yeah,
I mean, but I think that's what happens when you only get increments of minutes at a time. He only had 6 minutes tonight. I mean, you look at the last 10 games, he probably had a total of 20 minutes in the last 10 games. So, I mean, some of that is still the growth process and all that kind of stuff like that. So I ain't going to knock Isaiah Joe too much until I see a little bit more significant time.
You got to take advantage of that, though.
No, that's true. I can't. You're right.
I don't want to. I'm about to start nitpicking on Doc a little bit.
Go ahead.
I want to see the offense without being there looks so stagnant when the bench comes in there. I mean, nothing's going on. No, the ball's not moving. People not moving. Like, what's going on? He don't drop any play. I don't see no design plays. Like even coming out of timeouts.
Well, let me ask you this though, right? To that point. To that point, right? So, do you see that with the starters?
No, it's give it the beat.
I don't agree with that all the way. I think they run a lot of motion. Sometimes they run motion to get Steph open and Danny Green open shot. So, my fault.
I think what get opens is Ben driving and kicking.
Yeah, but you don't think a lot of that is play design and floor spacing as well? All I'm saying to say is I'm not disputing your point and saying that it saying 100% that it can't be that, but I'm saying if the starters execute and they get stuff done, then the bench come in. Maybe that's why certain guys wasn't getting burned. Maybe that's why Maxey and Joe minutes was getting pulled back. Maybe because they wasn't running the system correctly. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's for a fact, but I'm just saying that's a chance.
I think it's a combination of a couple things. I think the bench isn't shooting well at all. Maxey really can't shoot the three. He can score at times. I mean, he's been struggling lately with that too. But if you add the fact then that what's his name, Dwight Howard, his game limits your offense as well. Now he do good with getting offensive rebounds and all that, but he can't go nowhere outside of the middle. So he kind of clogs the paint up a little bit too, because ain't nobody trusting Dwight. If Dwight went even out to the free throw line, ain't nobody chasing him out there. He can't shoot. Dwight's only effective in the paint. So he kind of stays there, which kind of bogs it down when you have a bench that can't shoot or is not shooting well right now. Korkmaz ain't shooting well. Seth Curry, even when he comes in, because he sometimes comes in with the bench a little bit to try to get a shoot on there. And today he played like hot garbage. He wasn't hitting nothing, even with open look. So I think it's a number of things that's keeping the bench from actually being productive, but shooting is the main thing right now. Dudes ain't hitting.
I think, but when I watch the offense, it's a lot of ISO ball to me.
All right, before y'all go into all the what went wrong.
Nothing went wrong. We won.
I know, but y'all, that's not how y'all sound. Y'all just some. I want to say Embiid.
We talk about the bench, though. We talk about how to correct the bench.
I know, but I want to hype it up just a little bit. You come in, y'all came in real hot or down. The boy Embiid, got to give him his props. 50 points, 17 rebounds.
Monster,
I mean,
man.
and like y'all said, the bench wasn't giving us anything, but him and Tobias in the third quarter was money, and we needed every bit of the points that he gave us on the third quarter.
Tobias bully ball.
The thing about every minute, and you're right about the bully ball. He this is what we wanted, especially Wayne. Wayne really wanted to put that bully ball, and they did. I have no complaints with Embiid or Tobias.
I do have an issue with Embiid though.
What's that?
I do. And it's piggybacking on the point that Ethan made the last podcast. It's fine and good to see this 50 points against Chicago, who has no big man.
None.
But I want to see you balling out like this when you're going against Joker and when you're going against Rudy Gobert. You got Rudy Gobert coming. I want to see you doing that against these guys. I want to see you doing that against Phoenix. And I mean, not saying he stunk against Phoenix, but I want to see you doing this against quality big men, not just when you got all these little dudes that you're shooting over all day and playing. I mean, that's true.
But that jump shot is wet this year.
Oh, it definitely is.
Oh, it's definitely wet.
I mean,
but you're shooting it over shorter guys, though.
But last year his mid-range game, just his jump shot was 33%. This year is at 55%. So it's just a complete difference. He worked on his outside game. So
I think it got a lot to do with spacing.
Yeah, I think his jump shot actually got better.
I think it got to do. I mean, I agree with Tim too. I think it got to do has to do with a couple of things. His jump shot got better, and he's making quicker decisions.
Yep.
Even when he going to the rack, this is something. Remember, I talked about this very early on in the season, and excuse me, last year was that he was holding the ball too long, being indecisive. He throwing all these extra pump fakes, like make a move and go. And I think that Doc and his coaching staff have drilled this down in his head. Make a move and go. Even it shows me too that he's being more decisive. He had 5 assists with 50 points. You know what I'm saying? So
that's nice.
He should be able to have more assists, especially the attention he's going to draw. He should be able to have more assists, and he should be able to get other. Well, when they hitting Seth Curry and Danny Green and all them they should be able to get their shots going because they're getting open looks. So those are two dudes, honestly, that disappointed me. Like we got to have the 3 most inconsistent light-skinned Bulls in the entire NBA. I swear, man. Danny Green, Seth, and Ben are probably the most consistent.
What's his name is honorary? What's his name is honorary light-skinned with his streakiness sometimes too. Tobias.
I said that.
but Tobias this year has been pretty much consistent. I think he may have had like 2 down games this whole year. For the most part, he's been balling. So last year he'd have made the cut. This year he's been balling.
The only reason why I was doom and gloom is because the bench is very concerning to me. Going into the season, you wanna see Embiid or your starters play as less minutes as they possibly can through this long season, and it's concerning going against good teams. We seen what happened in Utah. We up, bench, boom, got killed. So it's concerning. We won, but the bench play is real concerning to me going further into the season.
My biggest concern for me is not necessarily the bench play, it's the 3-point shooting, because around the league, if you count Utah, you count the Clippers, you count all the teams that are hot, they've been shooting the
Don't forget
3 with the Nets. They shooting about 15, 16. They making 15 or 16 3-pointers a game. And between our starters and our reserves, we're averaging like 7 or 8. You're not going to win that way. That's the issue, more so not just the bench, but our 3-point shooting. We have to address that. We got to get better.
We got guys that aren't doing what they're supposed to do.
You might got to move Seth. Get something.
I'm sorry about that, because Seth started off so good, but for the corona.
Yeah.
Seth, listen, when Seth, and this is the other thing, though, right?
The corona, though, I think he just got exposed. But go ahead.
I mean, maybe not. But this is my thing about the bench part, and I do agree. I do want to increase my bench. I'm not as concerned as Ethan is necessarily, because when you're missing Ben Simmons and you're missing Shake Milton, both of those guys are really two of your better ball handlers and everything. So we getting exposed for real on the bench a lot because it seems like we don't have. And I like not Matisse. I like Maxey, but like I said, if it's not these shooters around it, it really limits what he can do because you got Dwight Howard in the middle, and then you got all these guys that can't shoot out there. So it kind of limits what Maxey
Korkmaz supposed to be a shooter.
He is. So is Isaiah Joe. That's what I'm saying. You got guys that's supposed to be shooters that can't even shoot, or that's not shooting right now. So it's Seth. You know what I'm saying?
Seth is letting me down, man. I mean, y'all know. I mean, all y'all here and everybody who've been listening, I've been real high. I even had him ranked at one point. At one point, I had him ranked as the second best player on the team. Like he was actually playing that well where you could make the argument for him. Now, whether you agree to disagree, he was up to 17, 18 points a game. Like he was balling. He was hooping, and now he don't know.
Look, I ain't gonna rip him yet. I'm gonna wait till Ben come back because Tim made a point in it. What did you say, Tim, in the chat about Ben and Seth?
Wrong. He don't need no Ben Simmons. He don't even know he's been.
No, I said Tim. Stop cutting Tim off.
Which is I know.
You know we had to get a yell in. We was being too nice.
But no, seriously though, Seth needs Ben because Ben creates space.
He just scored 20-something points
creates
without
opportunities for everybody else.
Did he just score 25, 23 points last game without Ben Simmons? It ain't about Ben. It's about him hitting. No, he was 2 for 11.
Accept it.
He was 2 for 11.
You can move on. It's growth.
I'm not saying that he has to have Ben, but he gets more open shots when Ben.
But he had open shots tonight. He get open shots with B. Now
he's not. But real quick. Tonight, this where it goes to the point I was making about Seth. He's not you can't use him as a primary ball handler. He's not a shot creator like that.
No,
he's not. So that's what I'm saying. But this is what he does great is he runs off that screen, that pull and hit or spot up and shoot. And I think when he gets put in a position like tonight, when he had to do more, like he was playing point guard, I think that takes away from what he really does well.
Seth has put me in a position where I cannot argue anything Wayne just said. And it kind of irritates me. It kind of annoys my spirit that I can't go back. You know what I mean? You know, I can't go tit for tat with Wayne right now. But hey, look, this is what he's done. This is what he did. He put me in this box where I can't defend him. So you're right. You're right. But now you're right.
I could have been braggadocious with it, but I was going to be polite. It's Friday.
But you know, I mean, if he gets back on track, I strongly feel he can. I'm still not.
I do too.
All hope is lost. If he gets back on track, it will help our secondary bench scoring because you can bring Seth in with the bench a little bit if you start hitting. So this is where you got the three-headed monster. One thing I think Doc has to do, if you remember when Golden State had KD, or they got their big three. And now I guess he does this when Ben is there a little bit, but he always makes sure, even when it was just Curry and Clay, he always makes sure at least one of them is in the game at some point in time. So Doc might have to manage Ben, Tobias minutes, B and Tobias minutes until Ben come back a little differently to kind of have one in the game with the bench and instead of having both off the court and then both on the court, if y'all know what I'm saying, just to get that bench a little bit of a spark. Because right now the bench is struggling. And he usually does do that though with Tobias. Tobias usually runs a nice. I think he does a good job at it. Like Tobias will run a nice stretch with the bench, and then he'll have Ben come in and run a nice stretch with him, and sometimes even Embiid. So, but to y'all point. If it's a way we can get Zach Lavine without giving up our big three, honestly, if we could keep our starting five, and I'm sure we can, Danny Green could go. You had to give up Seth. I think you might have to give up Seth too.
But you know why I think you might not have to give up Seth? Because Seth, didn't they just re-sign Seth?
Seth got a couple.
He got a couple years on his contract, right?
Yeah, he does.
See, Danny Green is at, like Tim has always brought out. Danny Green is at, like, he's at the end of that contract. You got him and Mike Scott with expiring contracts. So you may be able to use that to bring somebody in and a draft pick. So if I could do that, and so then you, like, say if we could get a Zach Lavine. Now, this is me just saying, I don't know what the parameters would be, but if we can get a Zach Lavine with Danny Green and Mike Scott and a couple draft picks, that would make it so much better. Because now you take Seth definitely is going to get much more open stuff. I mean, And the scoring, I just think that, and it makes our bench better.
But here's the thing: Chicago's a 9.
Seth to get more. Seth was open. He was open. I'm not trying to hear it.
No, I'm telling you.
No,
I think because Seth was handling the ball, I think him handling the ball too much. I think that doesn't.
Seth was 211 today. He pretty much shot 20% from the floor. But Chicago Bulls, they're in ninth place right now as far as the playoff hunt, so they still got something to compete for. I don't see the reason why they would try to shop Lavine or get rid of him when they have a chance to make the playoffs.
I was about to say that they need a couple pieces. They need a shooter and they need a solid big man. I know he tries to play big man in the middle, but he'd be a little. But he's different. So
you know what can lead to that though is I saw before the game they was talking to Zach Lavine and he was saying how he never played a playoff game and he want to, and they're in ninth position, but at what point? And that's a fragile spot to be in. That's why another reason I'm glad we beat them tonight. You know what I'm saying? They lose a couple games. Next thing you know, you tumble down and you down that list.
Yep.
They start looking a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't care if Chicago ever makes the playoffs again in my lifetime or ever wins a playoff game. I care less.
I agree 100%.
You know, the other thing though, to that point is they might be willing to move him just because it's just like the AI situation. Remember, it was like we were still making the playoffs, but the Sixers was like we were going to be stuck in this no man's land. But like even if you make the playoffs, you're not getting a lottery pick, so you stuck in this no man's land. So they might want to make a move to get rid of him.
He's young.
How old is he? Well, he's like 25, 26.
Yeah, he's a young player. Like, why would you get rid of him? I wouldn't do that if that's a key building block that you have right there.
So how long do you think they would take them to build it up though?
Well, they got a first year head coach. Remember, is Billy Donovan. This is his first year with them.
I like Donovan.
So it's like it's a whole new regime. They just building for the future.
Maybe they might want to go Stan Hinkie style and just go ahead and just get all the assets, go through the draft and try to build that way on the tank tip. But
yeah, because I mean
they don't look like a team that's tanking to me.
No, but for a look at it, okay. When will Chicago have a legitimate shot to win? Like if you're looking at it, I'm saying that
with Zach, they have a shot.
So, but who do you think? You think they're going to be better than the Bucks? You think they're going to be better than the Nets? You think they're going to be better than Sixers or the Celtics? That's what I'm saying. Like, if your goal is, and this is what the Sixers did, is like,
I think the Celtics might be looking to make a move. They might be able to try to get Kemba or something. If they get Kemba,
yeah, but who we gonna have to get? So you know, Danny good for trying to fleece us. You know who
I wouldn't do no business with the Boston.
No, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking
about Chicago got Kemba. I mean, that'll be huge. I mean,
they got to get a big man though.
You know what's kind of funny though? It's a lot of former 76ers out there right now that could really help our team. Like a Thad Young would be perfect for our team.
Who?
Thaddeus Young.
Stop, Tim. Stop. You got to stop with the names, bro.
Thaddeus Young would be perfect for our team.
Why? What does he do?
He does the same thing that Tobias does.
No, you don't.
Backup. Yes, he do.
He shoot like Tobias. He shoot like
Young does the same thing.
So y'all didn't see
he shoots like Tobias.
Impact on the game today.
I like that.
No. I like Thaddeus, but he's not this game-changing dude.
I'm saying he's the piece
he's the seventh man off a bench. That's what he is.
Which is exactly what we need.
No, because you just said we need shooting. So how's he helping us?
No, and we got two different issues on a team. We have a weak bench. That is Young backing up at the power forward position would be perfect for this.
Is the power forward position you stuck on it. First of all, you've been saying you wanted to get a stretch four. That is not a stretch four. So you're saying the power forward position. That's not. And then you just said earlier our problem is shooting off the bench. Thaddeus Young is not that. I get what you're saying. He's a nice player to have on your team, but he's not covering what we're missing.
I think he would be. I think he'd be a good option for the team.
It's just irritating to me. I would take that. I mean, depending on what you got to give up.
So you said Thaddeus Young couldn't help us?
What do you think he's going to help us to do?
Rebound. He can create shots like the assists. Oh, we got shooters, right?
No, you just said we don't got shooters on the bench.
We don't know what he wants to say.
No, I will say this.
No, because
I will say this. I mean, if you're looking at our bench, Mike Scott comes in and he's been getting a lot of burn lately. coming in and replacing Tobias. I take Thaddeus Young over.
Oh yeah, I take him over him too.
So that's. I mean, I agree with Tim with that. What was irritating to me is that I'm so frustrated because we got dudes who's supposed to be these dudes. We got in the all season. We got the shooter. We got Curry. We got Danny Green. Now we all knew Danny Green was streaky and he going. And to even tonight, he hit like 2 in a row or something, and then he clanked like 4 in a row. Then we all knew Danny was a little streaky, but I'm more disappointed with Seth. He was supposed to be the answer. I'm not expecting him to drop 17 every night, 20 every night. But good night, you can't go in there 2 for 11, bro, with open threes.
But keep this in mind. They've been playing every single day, every other day, and it's like nonstop.
So your game really should be splashed.
Everybody has.
But I gotta say this about Joel deserves that MVP, man. Joel Embiid.
As of right now, I agree.
Can you please?
Because this team without him, we just not a good basketball team without Joel Embiid in the floor.
Joel Embiid in the East right now, and Steph Curry is leading the West.
Who?
Steph.
It's not LeBron?
Yeah, I took Steph over LeBron. LeBron got AD. LeBron got AD. Steph don't got nobody. He's still carrying that team.
No, AD is out for 4 weeks.
He's been losing since AD ain't been playing.
They lost 1 game.
Exactly.
They lost 2 games.
How many games Steph lost?
How many games Steph lost?
Did Steph win tonight?
Steph didn't lose no games. The other people lost games. Oubre, Wiggins, Bazemore, the rest of them trash boys. They actually been missing their center too. The young boy Wiseman ain't playing like 2 weeks. I don't even know what's wrong with him.
Let's talk about the real team. Did y'all see that Nets Lakers game the other night?
No, why is that the real team?
All right,
the real game.
We can go around the NBA.
Did y'all see the Nets Lakers game? Listen. I read an astounding stat about the Nets. Against teams above 500, they are 10-1.
But you got to remember, I got to see these teams because some of these teams they might not even have their starters. So who they run into that didn't have their starters? It might have been like LA. They ran to LA.
They don't have theirs.
But I get what you're saying, though, Ethan. But this is what's the Nets' Achilles heel right now? Bench. The big man. So when you're taking AD out, I think that. That's not saying that the Nets can't be. I think this year, more than anything else, is about matchups. I honestly, I think it's about matchups because it's a lot of teams that's clumped in there that's close to each other.
And the Sixers, Nets are 10-1, and the Sixers are 3-6.
But then you also factor in.
So who's first in the division? Who's first in the conference again?
We are 1 game and a half ahead of the Nets.
Okay, that's all.
See, my thing is too, and I mean, I'm not saying that's a hollow stat. But it is a little bit deceiving, or it could be based on who they played and who was out, who had the Rona, who didn't, all that kind of stuff like that. So, I mean, it could be some truth to it, but I ain't going to feed too much into it. But I'll say this. I don't agree. Ethan, you sent the video earlier with Chris Broussard saying that he's not concerned about the Sixers playing against the Nets because B play outside too much. First of all, he drastically decreased the amount that he plays on the outside. So I don't know what games Chris Broussard watching, if he is watching.
Year.
He's watching that, like y'all say, the national media don't keep track.
Yeah, they don't be different this year. He will pound the Nets into the ground when we play the Nets and he on that floor. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win, but they're going to have a hands full with him in the block. Trust me when I tell you. I ain't listening to Chris.
You don't think we're going to have our hands full with the Nets?
Oh, yeah, we are.
It's going to be a battle.
Of course.
That boy Harris, I'm telling you, that's the one that's.
I'm scared of him.
The only problem with the Nets is, there's not a problem, but the thing with playing the Nets, they put so much pressure on your offense. They put so much pressure on your offense. But it feels like once you miss, you could be down by 20 in a blink of an eye. So
but see, that's the other part. That's the other part of that, though. I know we don't like to admit that defense matters, but in the playoffs, defense matters a whole lot more. So, not saying that the Nets not going to put up points and score. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you don't play, and the Nets actually been playing better defense from the couple games that I did watch, they did look like they're playing better team defense.
They play D when they have to.
But that's what we're going to see in the playoffs. Because it's also, I'll see what Nash got as a coach, but I know D'Antoni's teams ain't played great defense in the playoffs.
I trust Matisse, Bede, and Ben on the defensive end to create some problems for the Nets a little bit. And I also trust that B is going to get some iron foul trouble. One of them dudes might be Durant because he's going to have to be down there a little bit trying to stop B.
So you don't think Harden can get some iron foul trouble? You don't think Kyrie can get
he gonna
somebody
get
in foul
Danny.
trouble?
He gonna get Danny. No,
Ring-
Kyrie, no, I don't think Kyrie is.
No, not Kyrie. It's gonna be Harden. He gonna get Danny Green in foul trouble.
Harden and KD, they will get somebody, but they might, because it depends on what kind of respect they give Tobias at that time. Because if Tobias is playing,
Tobias should have made the All-Star game, by the way.
Nah, it's hard to say.
They didn't announce the
reserves
reserves
right?
yet.
He still might, right?
Tobias
They didn't announce the reserves as of yet.
But who would he didn't get no votes? You said
they said he only get none.
He should have got some. But who would you say he would go over though? KD? I don't know if I'm gonna take him over KD or Giannis.
No, as a reserve.
What's Giannis doing this year? He ain't losing, ain't
They missed.
They third in the conference.
Giannis can't even shoot yet.
Terribly.
Giannis can't even shoot. When Giannis gonna get a jump shot? At least Tobias can hit the three, hit the mid range. All
Giannis ain't Giannis like a 3-time MVP or something.
See, but this is why honestly, like this is why I don't fall in for the MVP and all that. Like, I mean, I feel who I see, and I'll vote off what my eyes tell me. LeBron James should have won that joint last year. Ain't no way in the world Giannis should have won. That's my opinion.
Only reason why I don't say LeBron just because AD was there, because I think that does make a difference. And not saying that it takes. That's just like for real. If Harden was on the team with the Sixers and Embiid, like they lighten each other's load a lot. That's just like over there and offensively, they lighten each other's load off.
I mean, everybody got the wing, man. Everybody need a Robin.
Yeah, a Robin. But if you're talking about you got like two Batman, like AD was a Batman at one point, right?
AD will always be a Robin.
AD was never really. I mean, that team ain't do nothing.
I mean, they went to the second round of playoffs, the most they ever went to.
I
like that. Embiid is Embiid.
No, can I revisit something?
No, AD is a beast. I like AD.
No. I'm just confused because I feel like two people on this board was telling me that AD was better than Embiid and was talking about. I could have sworn it was two people in here that was talking about AD was so much better than Embiid last year.
I don't know. Where you getting that from? I said
everybody to the left.
Look. He said. Who said that? He was like, "Well, I said."
He won a chip, didn't he?
Yeah, as a Robin, yeah, he did.
He's a Robin. AD.
So AD better than
no. AD's a Batman. AD is a Batman on his own team. He's a Robin with LeBron.
AD's a stretch 4. Tim.
Is he better than Embiid?
They're two different positions.
You said AD is a stretch 4, a true stretch 4.
I like how Ethan just walked around the question.
Right, because we definitely was comparing them to last year though.
He was. I mean, listen,
but to your point though, Embiid is playing on a different level this year. He's playing more like he was 2 years ago, but even better. You see the maturity in him, the growth in his game.
No, I agree. Let me throw something out there real quick, and this is kind of off the basketball talk a little bit. I mean, if y'all want to go here, this is about competition. All right. Mm-hmm. It was an interview like a week ago, and I wanted to address this a while ago. I was still fresh in my mind with Darius Slay, the Eagles cornerback, and he was talking about Megatron. I mean, not Megatron, DK Metcalf, and he was saying when he saw him, how he was kind of like, "Oh man, he's so big," and this, that, and the third. And DK heard him saying that. And DK kind of said something to him like, "Yeah, I am," or something like that. And then Slade went on to kind of just talk about how strong and physical he was and how he was kind of like moving him around. And he was just in awe of the young boy. And I'm like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong now. I play weekend warrior competitive sports. I never would give nobody a mental edge over me for them to feel like they got me before the game even started. And that's what I felt like he did. I was a little disappointed in that. As a competitor, you still playing against this dude. You're not retired. Like all the accolades and the Joe talk, a lot of that could be held off after the fact when the game is over and y'all ain't playing no more. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Because I was a little disappointed.
Did Slay play in that game?
Slay got cooked that game.
Yes, the game he got ran over a couple times and smoked.
So honestly, he wasn't lying.
Honestly though, me being a weekend warrior at times myself, I'll give a bull big ups all the time. But in my mind, I'm doing that just to joe him up and say like the soften up. Oh yeah, you so like, man, you strong. Because I know I'm about to come back and knock his block off the next play. Okay. But like you said, what Slade did is like you joeing him up, like you giving him all the And first of all, even if I'm going to give you a compliment like that, boy, you husky. First of all, that's suspect. But if I'm going to give a bull props like that, what I'm gonna say is, if the bull say, "Yeah, I'm that big," I'm like, "What? I'm gonna knock you out." I'm instantly you get no more props.
Yes, I agree.
So if the ball, if I know you like to set the edge, so if the running back coming out of the edge and knock you out your cleats,
well, it don't happen. So I ain't worried about that.
You gonna run over there? You gonna run over there and big uppy?
No,
yo, you just depleted me, boy. Whoa.
Actually, what I would do, honestly, when I played DN, I would tell guys a lot of times, like, "Oh man, that was a great block. Like, you did a good job." But I already know the next time. A lot of times, I was setting them up. Like, I tried to do a certain move, and he might have played it well. Like, "Dang, man, you really shutting that down." Then I do it again. Wow, knocking.
No, I think it's different. So, it's a difference.
That's sportsmanship.
It's a difference between that type talk,
right,
and how Slay. I mean, you got to hear the Slay interview.
No, I agree.
He was too Joe. He was too in awe.
Where is he from? See, it might be a Philly thing. You know, we don't play that. Like, you know how Philly, you know that. Listen, most of our listeners was Philly. We know how Philly do. Like, you might give a bull some props, but you ain't gonna act like you bull to me. The minute you try to chump me, it's a wrap. Now we at each other.
No, I agree, because he said in the interview, he said Brandon Graham actually kind of started, because Brandon Graham said to DK Metcalf, he was like, "Yo, my man gonna handle your lunch. Like, he gonna get in you this game." And Slay was kind of like, "No, well, I ain't say that. I mean, I'm a nice guy." I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing out here? Like, that's not how it go. I don't care if you got a trash talk. If your man just talk trash for you, then you got to go back it up, and you can't back down.
I need some clarity. Is this all DK Metcalf saying? What
this is Darius Slay saying? It's in an interview that we put on the Jones. You ain't watched it. I think Ethan posted it.
Oh, because I know last time DK, he used, like, what you call it, our old defensive coordinator was trying to give him a compliment, and he took it and ran.
It was that game. That was the game.
See, you're not going to disrespect me if I'm giving you props. You're not going to disrespect me. Now, you know what I'm saying? That's like if a bull give me props, if they say, "Dad, bull, you strong as hell." They say, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Even though in my mind, I might feel like, "Yup, you can't handle me." I'm not going to blatantly disrespect you if you giving me props.
DK Metcalf was like Michael Jordan. Anybody, he'll use anything to motivate him. That's how Jordan used to be.
I mean, but and that to me, but that mindset is what separates.
Personal.
That's exactly that's what takes you to that next level. If Slay had that mindset, like, nah, I'm taking all that personal. Like, you gonna look at me and be like, "Yeah, I am husky, young bull." Oh, okay. Oh, you husky? All right.
He still would have got trucked.
No, guess what? You know what you do? You know what you do? Next time I'm taking them legs out. I ain't going to go up top. As soon as you come, they say don't hit helmet to helmet, but I'm coming and I'm attacking them thigh pads. And it might even hurt me. It might hurt me. But I'm going to make sure you feel it. And I'm going to talk trash as I walk back, even if I got walked back to the back of the line. Like, dang, that boy.
You're going to be all Bengayed up the next
day. That's all right. But at that moment, he going to know.
Are y'all concerned about the young Ben not playing the second game in a row?
Yeah, you know what? I was about to mention that illness thing. What's going on with this mystery illness? He ain't back with that Jenner girl, is he?
Nah, he probably got BGs.
No, I think he might just be tired, to be honest with you.
That 40 points wore him out like that?
No, I'm just talking about
No. Let me speak on that.
That 42 points wore my man out.
So yeah.
These light-skinned bulls are soft, man.
Listen,
light-skinned bulls.
You and Ethan speak on that, and then I'm going to speak on how y'all was still talking about, because Embiid missed so many games, and at least Ben play every game. So if Ben play like this, I'm taking Ben over Embiid, because Ben
only missed 2 games.
I didn't say that. Ethan said that.
I'll let you put him out there then. I'm just saying that somebody.
It was 2 games. That's
he missed another one before, but B has missed more games than Ben. Let's not.
Yeah, but Ben missed a lot of games last year for a bad back. I'm just glad it ain't his back. As long as it ain't his back, because the back we saw what backs did to Tracy McGrady. As long as it's not, that's what I'm saying. As long as it's not a back issue, like all the other stuff, that's like with B when it was his legs bothering him. Like anytime it was like saying something with his leg, I'm like, oh, hold up. But it's like other stuff. I'd be like, as long as it ain't that one thing that took him out before, I'm not as concerned.
Well, LeBron the one that gave him the back issue when he flagrant fouled him on that play.
Are you talking about B?
Yeah. That's when it all started.
Did they give LeBron a flagrant for that? He should have been ejected.
He did get a flagrant.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, he should have had because that was some dirty mess that he did.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up.
Hold on 1 second. Hey Tim, didn't you want to I don't even know I can find it now. Remember you wanted to look at that play when the bull got his wrist broke. What was his name again? The dude who got dunked on.
When Valanciunas did that unsportsmanlike and corny stuff and he threw him off the rim.
Yeah. No, bullshit never wrapped his legs around.
He didn't wrap his legs around him. You got to look at the video.
Yes, he did.
You got to look at the video.
Yes,
you got the clip.
Listen, even if we don't got, we got the clip or if we don't got the clip, everybody in the comment section say what y'all saw on that play.
You're not wrapping your legs around my head.
He didn't wrap
like that after you dunk. You already dunked on me.
So where's he supposed to go?
Wrap your legs around me like you're Sean Kemp? Nah.
So if you're hanging on the rim, where are you supposed to go?
He raised his legs up.
Where was he supposed to go?
Why ain't he wrapped his legs?
The dude is under the basket. Where is he? And he
don't wrap your legs around me.
Actually, he didn't wrap his legs.
I'm a man.
Valanciunas
don't wrap your legs around me.
Valanciunas stood up, grabbed his leg, and swung him.
I'm a man. Don't wrap your legs around me, cousin.
I did.
All right. Let me put it up here.
No, because
all I know is if it was me, I'd have got up and chokeslammed him like Barkley did Shaq.
You ain't getting up with a broke wrist.
All right, here's the play.
Yeah, when that stuff running, you only thinking that at the sun.
All right. This is the play right here. Is it foul? Is this a?
What you got? Why is your internet a little choppy? What you running on?
Nah, Paul, is it choppy for y'all?
Yeah. And the other thing is, you got to remember
when somebody again because that was from far away.
They're gonna show it again.
Yeah, they show it again. When somebody dunks, the momentum swings his legs around as he's dunking.
Look, raise it. He raises
his leg up. He grabbed it. He didn't raise his leg.
Not wrapping your legs around me, cousin.
You can't see. He didn't wrap it. He grabbed his leg.
Raise his legs. You're not wrapping your legs around me.
And if you're a competitor,
his leg was right here, and he grabbed it, lifted, and hooked it like that. That's what he did.
We're gonna go back a little bit. Now, I do agree. Now, at first,
and he was hanging with one hand.
At first glance, right? I'm gonna break this down a little bit. At first glance, I was kind of on Ethan's side, but as I begin to look at it, if you look at his right leg, which is or his left leg, which is to the right of us, that's the leg that he got grabbed, right?
Exactly.
That's the leg that he got grabbed. Now, look how the dude, the center with Team Memphis. He actually grabbed his leg. So if you look at it frame by frame, you stop it here, right? Now, this right here.
He lifts his legs up around the ball.
No, he didn't. He's down. He stooped down.
He's underneath him, kind of. So he kind of, you really have no other place to kind of put your leg.
And look at him. Look at his left hand.
He's wrapping your legs around.
Look at his left hand. He's trying to drop. If you look at his left hand, he's trying to drop off of the rim, but he has nowhere to drop because Valanciunas is under the basket.
Wrapping your legs around me. So
now hold up.
Dropping just like you drop.
See, now that's the leg. He was
now look. Is his leg on his shoulder? No, Valanciunas is grabbing his leg.
He's grabbed his leg.
His legs over his shoulder now.
No, it ain't over his shoulder. What?
That ain't going for a horsey ride.
The bull Valanciunas, whatever his name is.
Not wrapping your legs around him.
No, whatever his name is, he was dipped underneath him. So when he came up, he came up underneath the dude. So if you watch, when we rewind it, if you watch it again, I'm gonna take it back just a little bit. He's underneath him already. If you see that there, he's underneath him. So when he comes up, his leg is on top of him. He goes underneath, he swings forward. Now he's underneath him. And then he grabs his leg.
And this is the other thing I'm saying, though. If you look at the guy's hands, right? He's letting go. If anybody ever know, if you dunk with the two hands, when you let go, he's trying to let go and release and drop down, but it's nowhere for him to drop. So he let the one hand go because he was trying to drop. Then if you also look at the video, he shows his hand, like his hand is up in the air looking at the refs, like what I'm supposed to do. Like he's trying to balance. That was dirty. I'm sorry. That was
a dirty play. I think we are, if we are judging, it's 3-1 dirty play.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, it wasn't like that in the chat. Y'all was at my neck, like
no. Like I said it from the door. It was a dirty play.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did. At first, I thought it. I was kind of like I said. I was on Ethan's side at first. I admit, but I mean, after further review of the tape, I have to agree that was a dirty play. He came up underneath him and grabbed his leg and was mad because he got yammed on. He was salty and he spun him. So
and the way he spun him was ugly, dude. Like that, like it ain't no room for that in basketball.
So we're gonna shut this thing down. Again, the Sixers beat the Bulls 112-105.
Who's next?
Behind a spectacular play of Joel Embiid with 50 points. So again, we'll be back on Sunday when they host. Who are they hosting? Toronto?
I don't know. Let me see.
Okay, so they hosting the Toronto Raptors.
I think Shake might be back that game too.
Hopefully Ben is as well.
Oh, we definitely need him.
But we appreciate you listening and watching us on YouTube. And don't forget to listen on Spotify and iTunes. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We do appreciate all the comments that y'all doing.
Steph Curry had 29 and 11 too, and one tournament.
That's nice. So for me, Wayne, Ethan, and Simon.
Tim, and Simon?
Yo, listen, Timmy.
Now listen,
hey, Timmy, what you not, Timmy? Timmy, what you not going to do?
I kind of want to do that, though, right? Listen, for real. So even if y'all look at it, when y'all comment, even if y'all don't know, if y'all see, I'm Dwayne, the Dwayne had a comment, that's me. Ephraim, that's him with the little brother with the hat, Simon, Ephraim. Timmy is on the mic. He the one that spouts the nonsense every once in a while. And Ethan is the other dude. Ethan is the one with hair.
Thanks for clearing that up, Wayne.
All right, we out.
All right, thanks.
Later. Deuces.